Hello, my dear friends. Namaste. Namaste to everyone. So, today is week 4 of Spiritual Tuesdays. And today we are going to talk about a topic called as the concept of understanding. Understanding is one of the concept, and the other concept is independence. So, we are going to talk about both of these topics today. And I'm eagerly waiting to listen to those two topics. Before we start our program, let us sit for meditation for 5 minutes and then we can start our discussion. Thank you, friends. So how to sit in meditation? So take your comfortable posture, sit comfortably. So clasp your hands like this, cross your legs, and close your eyes. If you have specs, please remove your specs and observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Completely relax your body. Completely relax your body. Clasp your hands. Cross your legs. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. By crossing our hands, crossing your legs, closing our eyes, we are forming an energy circle. We are observing our breath just to be in our present moment, my dear friends. By observing our breath, we are, we are in the present moment. Last 2 more minutes, my dear friends. Meditation is nothing but being in your present moment. Last 1 minute. Last 30 seconds, my dear friends. Please come back to your body consciousness. On a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please place your hands on your eyes. Open your eyes with a good smile on your face. Thank you, friends. So let us all. So this is week 4 of Spiritual Tuesdays and Wisdom Sharing. And today I'm going to talk about a topic called as, there are two concepts here. One of the concept is understanding. So today I'm going to talk about a topic called as understanding as well as independence. So we are having two different topics today. So we are going to cover, we are going to wisely utilize our time today and try to get knowledge regarding these two topics, my dear friends. So coming to the first topic. So the first topic is understanding. So understanding is one of the main important topic that everyone needs to know. So understanding basically comes from, so is one of the important words from English language, where we need to know the word, the meaning, as well as we need to try to follow that understanding. So we are all here to explore this world, right? So we are all here to explore everything in our life. So we have been taking many different incarnations and coming to this planet Earth to learn a lot, and then at least, and also we wanted to explore ourselves, right? So we take every incarnation to explore new frontiers of ourselves. So we always try to make our adventurous life. So we always choose our lives uh, so that we can learn a lot of things out of it. So from there itself, this concept of understanding comes, my dear friends. So we need to know, if at all, if we wanted to know anyone, right? So if we wanted to know my friend, right? So I need to understand him. If at all, if you wanted to know about your teacher, so you need to understand your teacher. You need to start conversation with your teacher. You need to approach your teacher. You need to work with your teacher. You need to be under his guidance so that you can know about your teacher, right? So similarly, if you wanted to know about anyone or anything in this world, right? So we need to start understanding. We need to start understanding about that person or about that place or about that animal or about that plant, right? So in order to understand about the plants, right? So we need to refer a lot of books. We need to go to the garden. We need to do some planting and watering it. We need to do all different sorts of experiment so that we understand about those plants, and we need to be friendly with those plants as well as animals, or with whomever we wanted to understand, right? So if you wanted to start understanding anything, you need to start realizing, and you need to start being friendly with that. For example, if you wanted to understand about a frog, right? So you need to observe the frog. If you wanted to understand about pyramid, right? So you need to know about the pyramid. You need to experience it. You need to sit under a pyramid. When you sit under a pyramid, then only you can experience it. And based upon your experience, you can get a lot of wisdom out of it. You can start understanding the power of pyramid. Similarly, if you wanted to understand ourselves, right? So how do we understand ourselves? So we need to learn about our habits. We need to know what habits we are having. Hmm? Are those habits really good, or are they causing any trouble to me? So we need to understand that. So we need to know all of this. And in order to understand yourself much more better, meditation is one of the most important aspect of our life, friends. So it takes you from your body consciousness to your soul consciousness, and then it provides you a lot of information about yourself, about your past lives, about all the karmic relations that you're having, or anything with yourself. So it provides you a lot of information about yourself. So meditation is one of the most important thing that that can help you to understand yourself in our present life. It makes it helps you to understand or correct yourself time and again. So every time you keep on correcting yourself, you keep on understanding yourself in a much more better way. So not only this, so we also wanted to understand our friends, right? So whenever we start understanding anyone, our friends or animals or plants or even the like pyramid or any other things in our life, right? So it makes our consciousness, it expands our consciousness. So it expands our consciousness so that by expanding our consciousness, we'll be uh, able to understand ourselves in a much more better way. We'll be able to know a lot of things, and based upon that wisdom and knowledge, we will be able to betterly understand a lot of things in our life. So understanding means under and standing, right? So it is divided into two words, under and standing. Under means like sitting under a pyramid, or sitting and getting guidance under a master. So that's where this word has come, understanding. In union with your guru, or else in union with your family. in union with your kids. So these are all helpful to understand yourself as well as understand everything around ourselves. So we need to make friendship, right? So most of our we are all parents, right? So we wanted to understand our kids in a better way so that they can enhance their skills in this society, right? So we wanted to understand our kids in the first place. So we need to encourage them, go and do experiments, or we need not limit them with our understanding. We always want them to go and explore, since our life is always in that explorer. We are all merely explorers of this infinity, of this universe. So man is always a explorer, or this human being is a explorer. Similarly, we need to be conscious enough about this, and then we need to help our kids to explore their own things so that they can gain wisdom out of it. So I started my meditation journey when I was in 7th grade. From there on, I started understanding myself. I started to understand more information about myself, the habits, or my perspective of life completely got changed when I got introduced to this meditation. And by understanding each and everything in my life, and by doing all of this, I was able to much more uh, bring a lot of awareness into my life, and then I was able to understand life in a holistic manner. And meditation, basically, it's not about only understanding, it's always about correcting yourself time and time and again, right? So it makes you to correct yourself. So here I just wanted to talk about creator and co-creator, right? So we are all creators, we are all co-creators. So in the book called as Bringers of the Dawn, so it brings us the insights of how this earth was created, and also the details, like who have seeded us on this planet. So there are a lot of informations about all of this in this book called as Bringers of the Dawn. So we were seeded uh, from a greater civilization which has a lot of spiritual and technological advancements, and they are all called as our forefathers. So they are part of this creators. So there is a prime creator. So prime creator has told all, so has created some creators. So all these creators are called as co-creators. So these co-creators, they went on to uh, different dimensions of this universe. So they went on to different dimensions of the universe, and they started creating their own planets, their own solar systems. They started creating all of these universes. And with, when they started creating all this, when these co-creators started creating these universes, when they started creating all of this, right? So they were able to get the knowledge. Why they started creating this universes is to understand themselves in much better way, to understand the true potential of themselves. So even in Telugu, right? So we have Vishwamitra Maharshi, we have a lot of other Maharshi saints, right? So all of these saints, they have their own star systems in the universe, right? So we always look at those star systems, right? So so they are called as co-creators. They have attained the stage of co-creation. Even Lord Indra has attained the stage of co-creation. So why this all co-creators started creating is because they wanted to understand themselves in a much better way. So when they started understanding themselves in a better way, the main aim of the prime creator was to get a lot of expressions into this universe, to get a lot of wisdom, to understand the prime creator himself in a much more better way. So he has sent all of these co-creators to expand this universe as well as to get a lot of wisdom, right? So to get understanding about this, right? So when all these co-creators went and establish their own universes. They were able to get a lot of wisdom. They were able to understand themselves in a much better way. So they all bring back this knowledge to the prime creator again, so that the prime creator again gets the same experience that the co-creators have got. So we are all part of co-creators, and we are all creators and co-creators of our daily life, right? So we start understanding ourselves in a much more better way by doing this co-creation, as well as by creating all of this in our life. That's where this concept of co-creation and creation comes, my dear friends. So we always create new things in our life. We always co-create new things in our life. And that will help us to understand ourselves in a much more better way. So we always wonder, right? So we always have a lot of questions around us, right? So one of the question was, I was always astonished how Lord Shiva was holding a snake behave around his neck. I was always astonished, but I later on came to that realization that he has been in that friendshipness with all the beings. He was having friendshipness with Nandi. He was having friendshipness with the snake, because snake is always considered as a poisonous things in our society, right? So we always get frightened by looking at the snake and we run away, right? But when you completely understand, when you start understanding the snake, then you will completely be in that friendship with that snake. So Lord Shiva has understood the universe, and he was able to understand much more about the snake. And that's where he was able to do some friendship with the snake. When he has done this friendship with the snake, then he has that capacity to hold the snake around his neck. So similarly, I also got a dream yesterday regarding the violence that we are doing to this planet, right? So whenever you see some animals, right? So I got the same dream of a snake yesterday. So I found a snake somewhere, and I start. So before that, yesterday itself, I was talking about violence and non-violence in one of the book reading sessions. So that one, it captured my mind, and I was able to get this dream. And in the dream, I was able to really practice that what is a friendship. I was able to see the snake, and then the immediate thing that we do is we try to kill a snake, or we try to do some other things, right? So I I really started feeling that friendshipness, and then I realized that okay, this is not the time to do the killing. And then I completely in my dream I was able to much more think about how we can do friendship with animals, and that dream has created an impact in me that I need to stop killing any animals or any insects or anything uh, which might harm us or which might kill the plants, right? So we need to stop killing. Killing comes Non-killing comes by doing better understanding about this creation. When you are in that friendship mode, then you will definitely stop killing. You need to kill the desire to kill. That is called as non-violence. It's not merely killing animals. It is like the desire. You need to kill the desire to kill the animals. That is one of the important thing, my dear friends. And this understanding basically comes from meditation. So understanding basically comes from meditation. Like when we do meditation, right? So we remove our mind from this society. We tune ourselves with our soul, and then we make our mind to sit aside, and then we think about ourselves. So we'll understand it in much more good way. We are able to understand ourselves in a much more better way when you do meditation. That's where the mind goes to other side, and then you can start start understanding yourself in much more better way, because a mind is always is one of the most important thing, where mind actually creates a lot of delusions within us. It says that you cannot do this, or you cannot climb the mountain, or you cannot do anything, or it gives the societal so it gives the societal based conditioning to yourself. So we need to get rid of the societal conditions, and by deconditioning yourself, you will be able to much more understand yourself in a much more better way. So meditation basically helps to decondition yourself and understand yourself. And we also need to help our kids to practice this meditation, so that they can understand themselves in a much more better way. That's my dear friends. Now, so this is about understanding. Understanding is very, very important. It helps us to elevate ourselves. Helps us to elevate ourselves and know more about yourself. Now we are going to talk about a topic called as independence. So independence is, as we know that today is August 15th, and it is India's Independence Day. So thanks to all who has contributed to the physical independence of ours. But it's not only the physical independence that we need to think about. It's about our independence is always greater, and you need to be independent in all aspects of your life. It's not only um, the master and slave thing. It's not only about master and slave, but it is about independence regarding all aspects of your human life. That is the main thing that we are going to talk about today, my dear friends. Independence means we need to get rid of the dependency. That is called as independence. Dependency means dependency about the physical things that we are having, or physical limitations, or all of this. So we need to get rid of all of this physical limitations and societal conditioning. And also in terms of human body, right? So we need to get independent of these medicines. Unless it is very urgent and it is very necessary, then only we need to take this medication. But if there is no need of taking any medication, then you can have alternatives to these medications. You can practice yoga, you can practice meditation, or you can do a lot of healthier things that you in your life, so that you can improve your health. And we need to be independent of blessings. There is a blessing culture, right? So whenever we go to the temples, right, so we always think that a god is blessing us, or we go to any elders and take their blessings, right? So we need to get rid of that. There is no need of getting any blessings from anyone. Just practice meditation. Just realize yourself. You have the ultimate power. Be in tune with the nature. Be in tune with your surroundings. Be in tune with, make that habit of friendship. When you start making habit of friendship, everything will fall in place. And there are masters already waiting for you to awaken yourself. When the disciple is ready, the master is when the disciple is ready, the master will come forward to help us. When the disciple, or whenever anyone tries to make a small move, at least make a single step, right? The master make the master will definitely help you to make another 1,000 moves. So he already has those plans. So we need to take that initiative, my dear friends. So we need to be independent ourselves. So we are all powerful beings, and we need to realize that and get rid of this dependency. So by practicing this meditation, we'll be able to get rid of dependencies, my dear friends. So I'm going to talk about a few things here. So we lose our energies. So we while we wake up early in the morning, right? So we are 100% with those energies, right? But by doing some tasks in our daily lives, we lose our energies, and it can be categorized into many aspects, my dear friends. So 40% of our energy goes drains by thinking about our past. So 40% of the energy goes drains whenever you think about your past, and 40% of the other energy goes whenever you think about your future. So 80% of your energy goes drains whenever you think about your past and future, and 8% of other energy goes when you think about other people, like thinking about uh, film heroes, or thinking about anyone else in this world. So 8% of the energy goes by thinking about others, and the other 8% of the energy uh, that we lose is by making ourselves in that stressful mode. So we also make ourselves very much stressful, right? So how do we make ourselves stressful? So if at all, if we are given any task, right, so we wait until the last day to finish it, and we make ourselves more stressful. So 80%, 80% plus 60%, right? So 16%, right? About 96% of our energy use is underutilized. So we waste it by thinking our past, by thinking about the future, and also by thinking about other people, and by becoming ourselves in that stressful mode. If you are a wise person, then you are not going to stress yourself in your life, and you can save that 8% of that energy. And by practicing this meditation, you're going to get rid of the past thinking as well as the future thinking. So you're going to save all of these energies, and you'll also start. Um, you will also not think about anyone else in your life. You're not going to gossip around. So you're going to save almost 96% of your energy back again. And the 4% of the energy that we have, we use it for our daily tasks. So being in our present moment, or by being in the present moment, we complete our daily routine. So in order to make ourselves very much efficient, right? So we can utilize we can utilize all this 96% of our energy. We can get back to this 96% of our energy that we are losing by doing this simple practice of meditation, and then get independent. We need to get independence from this past thinking, future thinking, and the stressful thinking, as well as gossiping. We need to get rid of all of these four bad habits. By getting independence from all of these four, we can fully utilize ourselves. We can become energy beings. We can become more efficient in our life. That is called as independence, my dear friends. Everyone needs to get independence by this from these four things in our life. So I would like to give you an example about two friends. Both of them. Uh, so both of both of the friends names are Ramesh and Naresh, and both of these friends um, have started their have started their journey. So they have learned from the same master. They have learned everything and then they progressed in their life, and they got settled, and then they started their own business. So one of the friend, Naresh, right? So he doesn't have any money. Even he doesn't have a lot of money. But Ramesh used to have a lot of money. Both of them started the same business, and they started doing their businesses. So they have started doing business, and Ramesh has eventually progressed, and even Naresh has eventually progressed. Both of them progressed in their life. After about 20 years, they again, all of the friends meet again, and then they compare themselves. How was their life? And they started comparing. And Ramesh was there. Since Ramesh was having money, a lot of money, he did not concentrate much about his business, because he always did this business just to survive, and not with the help of the money that he has. He should have um, taken risk, and then he should have invested much more, and then he should have explored, right? So he hasn't done that. So he was in a state of panicness, and then he always focused about uh, staying in that state, and he never utilized his wealth properly. And he always thought that the wealth that he is having, right, so that might help him whenever he faces any bad situations with his business. So he was in that mindset, and then he was his business was growing, while Naresh was not having any money, right? So but he has his gut feelings and his hard work and everything. He has nothing to lose, right? So with that thing in his mind, he started doing a lot of adventures with his business. He started promoting in very different ways. He started doing all different types of experiments, and he started taking risks. When Naresh has stated has taken this risks, he was able to explore new avenues of his business, and then he was able to grow his business. Though he was not having money, he started expanding his business. So when all of these friends meet, right, so they were able to share their experiences. While sharing their experiences, Naresh and Ramesh, both of them shared their experiences. And by this, what we can know, my dear friends, is um, the past thinking. So we always uh, think that we have certain money, or else we don't have certain money, and based upon our account balance, we start planning our days, right? So never think about our past balance. Always focus on your present job, or else present business, and always try to take that risks. Don't uh, don't don't go to your past having your bank balance and everything. Don't think about those. When you think about your past, you always, and by the way, Ramesh father was also a businessman. He was having that hereditary from his father. That's the reason um, he was always thinking about his past, about his legacy, about his father's legacy, and he was unable to explore much. While Naresh has nothing in his background, in his past, so he started taking risk, and he was able to explore. So this basically helps us to understand that we should not worry about our past. Past is we need to get rid of the past. That's what we were able to learn from this story, my dear friends. We need to always get independence from the past, and always concentrate on our efforts and lead towards the future. And there is one more problem with the future thinking as well. So I would like to share a small story regarding Emma. So there was a story where Yama Dharmaraju has sent one of Yamaduta to this planet, and then he told to bring a person who was having three young daughters. She was having three young daughters, and one of the youngest one needs milk. So when he came to this planet, he saw this family, and he was very much shocked by looking at the family, because the young kid, right? The young kid needs milk, and the other two daughters, right? So they were all very small. He felt very bad, and he returned back to Yama. He said, "This is not fair. The young family needs the mother, so we cannot take the life of the mother." So he came back and he told Emma about this, and Emma got uh, Emma got Emma started telling that, "Do you know much more than the creator?" He started telling that, and then he cursed this Yamaduta, that you need to go to this planet. You need to be born as a human being. Though you can remember yourself that you are a Yamaduta, but you need to take the life of human birth. So he took that human birth, and he told, you can get rid of the human birth when you can smile for thrice in your life. That's what he told. So he took Yamaduta took a human life, and then once there was a shoemaker. So once there was a shoemaker. So the shoemaker found this particular person, and he was lying without any clothes or without any food, right? So the shoemaker, he himself was earning very little, but even though he was earning little, he went to this man, and then he took him to his house, and he started telling that, okay, I know that you have been not eating, and you have been staying without clothes, and you are very poor. I sense that. And then he started giving whatever he has. So even the carpenter family was also very shoemaker family was also very small, very poor. But he has that thing. So he brought him to his house, and he fed him food, and then even his wife fed him food, and after everything, yeah. So his wife started asking the shoemaker, Why did you bring this man? He's such a he's such a poor man, and we don't ourselves don't have enough food. Why did you bring the extra? Why did you bring this person? Because we need to overspend ourselves, right? So why did you bring this person? So when she started quarreling with his husband, this Yamaduta was able to hear that, and then he started laughing, because he know that he is not a simple person. He has that remembrance that he is a Yamaduta, and he started laughing for the first time, because he knows that, okay, he is much more powerful than what he is right now, right? So with that power, he can cure them, or he can help them, right? He was thinking that way, and then he started laughing. So the first laugh happened like that, and the second laugh, since he was a shoemaker, and since he was a Yamaduta, right? So he was very much perfectionist. So he was able to do things in a perfectionist manner. So he was able to do that. And the word spread across the country. And then the king himself, he bought a um, different cloth. And then he told this particular shoemaker, Yamaduta, that you need to create a nice shoes for me. which is very rare on this planet. So he told him with that particular responsibility. But somehow, this shoemaker, the Yamaduta shoemaker, he forgot about that, and then he started making slippers. Instead of making shoes, he started making slippers. There is a tradition in that village or in that country that whenever a person dies, then only we are going to make shoes. We are more they're going to make slippers for that particular person. Only the dead people are going to use those slippers. That was the condition of that country. So he unknowingly, what he did is, he, instead of making shoes, he made slippers. When he made slippers, because he was a Yamaduta, right? So he was a uh, suddenly the king's men, right? So they started, okay, you were made a very troublesome situation, and they started quarreling with that particular shoemaker. But when they started quarreling with this particular shoemaker, Yamaduta, they heard a band that was going around in that country or in that street saying that the king has already died. So he was able to see the future, and then he was able. So by his making of the slippers, right? So uh, that the cause was like the death of the king. So ultimately, the king has died due to his making of slippers. So the second time he started laughing because that was a funny thing that happened. He started laughing. So he has already done two laughs, right? So he was just remaining with the single laughter. So when he was working on something on one day, he was able to he was able to see three kids who were grown up, and he was able to recollect his memory that these three kids, three ladies, they were part of that his assignment when he came back to earth to bring their mother, right? So he was able to recollect them, and he was shocked by looking at the three kids. They were very rich now, and they were having a lot of things, and they were able to grow themselves in a much more better way. And he was able to see another person right behind them, and that person is also rich, and that lady, and he started asking, I see that these three kids were not having mom. That's what he told. Then the lady started replying that, yeah, her mom has died many years ago when they were very small, but I stay in their neighborhood, and I'm her neighbor, and I'm very much rich, but I don't have any kids. So I started adopting all of these three kids. So by listening to that particular story, he started laughing again. So he was able to laugh, and he was able to return back to his loka. So from this particular story, what we can know, right? What we can know is we cannot predict our future. There is no need to think about the future. The future will definitely take whatever it needs to be happen. So he thought that these kids might get orphaned, and then he came back, right? So we need to avoid thinking about our future. The future will definitely take its precedence by our present actions. So there is nothing to think about our future. So you need to be independent of our past, as well as you need to be independent of our future, right? So coming to the stress, right? So we are learning how to uncondition ourselves from past and from future from these two stories. And now the other 8% of our energy drains with the stressful situations, right? So how can we do that? How can we reduce the stress in our life? We can meditate by doing meditation, by being in the present tense, always focusing on the tasks that we do. We can get rid of the stress. So we need to remove all these unwanted qualities that we are having, my dear friends. We need to, when you take the sculpture, right? When you take a sculpture of any which are placed in the temples or anything, right? So they are beautifully carved by removing all the unwanted stones, right? Similarly, if you wanted to become as a sculpture, right? You wanted to become yourself as a worthy or valued person, right? So you need to remove all the unwanted characters, unwanted things in your life, like thinking about your past, thinking about your future, or removing these stressful situations in your life. So when you remove all these unwanted things in your life, right? So you'll be able to explore yourself and much more get independence to yourself, and then you can start building yourself. And Osho always used to say that a man who is wise enough is like a wildfire. Whenever a man gains that enlightenment, he's like a wildfire. No one can stop him. You need to be like, you need to become like that. You need to uh, get get that wisdom by removing all of these unwanted things in your life. And also, independence always brings the uniqueness in your life. Everyone is unique, right? So unique. So in order to explore your uniqueness, you need to do meditation, and that itself is independence. Exploring your uniqueness is called as uniqueness, my dear friends. And not only express getting that uniqueness, you need to. It is not only for ourselves. It also for our kids. Even each and every kid is having their own uniqueness. We need not force them to do anything in our life. We need to give them the complete freedom. By giving them the complete freedom, they will be able to explore their uniqueness, unique qualities. So we had a meditator whose kids were having this. They were very much picky with the food, but she has meditated and she told her kid that you can eat whatever you want, or you can dislike whatever you want. When she started accepting it, her kids started eating food in a proper way. So we need to accept. We need to. It's not everyone's cup of coffee to have all the habits, right? So everyone is unique. Respect that. Respect that uniqueness. So whenever kids explore themselves, right? So we experiment, right? So whenever we experiment, we'll be able to learn ourselves. Let us all do experiments. We all know that anubhavi gnanam, right? Experience is the knowledge, right? Experience is the wisdom, right? So experience comes when you try to do things in your life. That's where this main core of spirituality comes. Experience anubhavi gnanam is very much important, my dear friends. So we need to make sure that we give complete freedom to our kids so that they can do experiments by themselves and then explore themselves and then get a lot of information from know much more about themselves. And our PSSM was formed for the main core principles like meditation, vegetarianism, right? Non-killing. So we need to give complete freedom to animals. That is the main core essence of PSSM. We need to provide complete independence to each and every animals and each and every beings on this planet. So Patrice sir always used to tell about plant killing or like plucking flowers from the plants and killing the animals. So he has this core principle of non-violence or completely giving freedom or independence to all creations of this planet. So, and whenever you try to do these experiments, and whenever you try to understand yourself in a much more better way, whenever you try to give this independence to yourself, right, you will be able to get a lot of awareness to yourself. Whenever there is awareness, there will be opportunities. Opportunities are always there. So get awareness to your life by completely understanding yourself and completely becoming independence of yourself. So these are the two more core principles, my dear friends: understanding and independence. When you do both of them, when you practice both understanding as well as independence, you will be able to get more into this awareness and get more opportunities to yourself. So this is all for today, my dear friends. Any questions from Krishna Garu before we wind up?
No, Andy. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wisdom.
Thank you, Andy. Yep. So if we don't have any questions, then we'll sit for meditation for 2 minutes and then we'll wind up. Thank you. So sit comfortably, my dear friends. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends, for 2 minutes. Meditation brings you complete understanding about yourself. Meditation also brings complete independence to yourself by getting rid of past, future, stressful situations, and non-judgments. We need to get rid of all these four qualities in our life to get independent, my dear friends. Last 1 minute. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Last 30 seconds. Come back to your body consciousness. Please place your hands on your eyes on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes with a good smile on your face. Thank you, friends. Thank you, everyone, for this amazing session. And we'll meet next week with another beautiful topic. And let us all meet next week. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you all. See you all. Bye.